What if the person you once trusted the most had been hiding a dark secret? Emma's world came crashing down when she learned the shocking truth about her ex. Now she's left to fight for her son and uncover the truth before it's too late. Don't miss this powerful story of betrayal and strength.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I'm 32 years old. I've been a single mom for almost 3 years now. I've always been independent. Raised by a single mother myself, I knew the struggles and the sacrifices she made for me. Growing up, I promised myself that I would do better and be stronger than she was. But nothing could have prepared me for the reality of being a single mom. I have a 6-year-old son named Max. He's a sweet, bright little boy with a big heart. We live in a small apartment in the city, just the two of us. Life has been good, though it's never easy. I work full-time as a graphic designer, and every day feels like a balancing act: work, school runs, meals, laundry, and bedtime routines. Sometimes, I wonder if I'm doing enough for him, or if I'm just getting by. But everything changed one afternoon, and that moment altered everything I knew about being a single mom. It started like any other day. Max had just finished school and was playing with his toys in the living room while I was making dinner. But I had no idea that a simple phone call was about to turn my world upside down. It was a Thursday, a quiet afternoon. The phone rang while I was chopping vegetables for dinner. I glanced at the caller ID, and it was from my old friend Mia. I hadn't heard from her in months. We used to be so close, but life had drifted us apart, as it often does. I picked up the phone, thinking it would be a nice catch-up. "Hey, Mia, it's been a while," I greeted her with a smile, wiping my hands on the dish towel. "Mail." Mia's voice was shaky. "I need to talk to you about something. It's urgent." Instantly, my stomach twisted. Something in her tone set off alarms. "Of course, what's going on?" I asked, my heart rate picking up. She paused for a moment before replying. "I don't know how to say this, but I've been looking into something. It's about your ex-husband's Ben, Max's father. The man I thought I knew. The man I had trusted for so long, and the man who had promised he would always be there for his son. But after our divorce, he disappeared. I hadn't heard from him in over a year. He wasn't involved in Max's life, and I had learned to accept that. But now?" Mia's voice sent a chill down my spine. "What about him?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Mia took a deep breath. "Emma, I found out something. Ben, he's been hiding something big, and it involves you." That evening, after I put Max to bed, I sat down with my phone and called Mia again. I had to know what she meant. What was going on? Ben had always been a complicated person. He had a good side, but his darker sides were buried under layers of charm and promises. I had never truly understood what he was capable of, and now, it seemed like I was about to learn something that would change everything. Mia explained it to me slowly, carefully. "Emma, I know you didn't want to hear it, but Ben has been hiding a financial mess. Not just debt, something worse. He's involved in a scheme, and there's a chance you and Max could be dragged into it." I felt my heart sink as Mia described everything she had uncovered. Ben had been involved in fraudulent activities, hiding assets, and even using my name in certain dealings without my knowledge. The realization hit me hard. Everything I thought I knew about him, everything I thought I had moved on from, was now coming back to haunt me. My head spun. How could he do this to Max? To me? And what was I supposed to do now? I was alone in this, with no idea how to protect myself and my son from the consequences. The next few days were a blur. I couldn't focus at work. Every little sound made me jump, as if someone was about to knock on my door with news that I was in trouble. I couldn't stop thinking about Ben, about the financial mess, and how much of it was my fault for ever trusting him. But there was something else. Something Mia had mentioned that kept echoing in my head. Ben hadn't just been hiding his debts. Mia had found out that he had been under investigation by the authorities for a while. He had connections with people who were far more dangerous than I ever realized. There were rumors of money laundering, fraud, and shady deals, and somehow I was wrapped up in it, just by being his ex-wife. One night I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to go to the authorities myself and figure out what was going on. As I walked into the police station, my palms were sweaty and my heart was racing. I had no idea what I was walking into, but I knew I had to do something for Max. When I sat down with the detective, I felt a lump in my throat. I told him everything. How Ben and I had met, how he had been charming at first, and how everything had fallen apart when he refused to help with Max. I had always thought of Ben as a lost cause, but I never imagined he was involved in something so dangerous. "Detective, I don't know what to do," I whispered, my voice trembling. "I just want to protect my son. I never thought Ben would drag us into something like this." The detective nodded sympathetically. "You've done the right thing by coming forward. We'll look into this and figure out how deep this goes." I left the station that night with a heavy heart. For the first time, I felt truly alone. Everything I had worked for, everything I had tried to protect, was slipping through my fingers. And I restarted my journey. The next day, Max came home from school with a strange look on his face. He was quieter than usual. I noticed right away that something was wrong. "Max," I asked gently, kneeling down to his level, "what happened today?" He hesitated, then looked me in the eye. "Mom, some of the kids at school were talking. They said Daddy was in trouble. Is it true?" End of chapter 5. My heart shattered into a million pieces. I couldn't lie to him, not after everything that had happened. But I didn't want to burden him with the truth either. "Max, sweetheart, I'm going to make sure everything is okay. You don't need to worry." But the truth was, I didn't know if everything would be okay. And that scared me more than anything else. Days turned into weeks, and the situation only grew more complicated. The authorities were investigating Ben, and it seemed like every day brought a new twist to the story. I had to start over again, rebuilding my life while constantly looking over my shoulder. But through it all, one thing remained clear. I wasn't just fighting for myself anymore. I was fighting for Max. I had no idea where this road would lead, but I promised myself that I would do whatever it took to protect him. And maybe, just maybe, this was my chance to finally stand up to the shadows of my past and show Max that no matter what happened, we would always be okay. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever faced a difficult situation as a single parent, or if you've ever had to deal with unexpected challenges, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below, like, and subscribe to stay updated, and share this video if you think someone else might relate. We're all in this together.